Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Tim here. So, real quick, um, gonna do another contest entry. There's a bunch of them going on, and I swear, like I've been pressed for time. It's been a crazy week, so we'll get into that another time. But anyway, this is for probably one of the most incredibly hardest working men in the VC. He's got tons of videos. He does a podcast. He's got a store. He's got a family. He must have triplets. He's got to be one of three because there's no way he does it all. I mean, it's mind blowing. He has more subs than anybody. I mean, take like 10 channels, put them together. They don't have enough. This guy is insane. Now, you've already figured out who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Dylan at Noble Records. I'm sure the title said it, but I mean, come on. You already know who I'm talking about. I mean, he gets collections more than I have. That's insane. I mean, if I lived in North Carolina, I'd probably be divorced, honestly, because I'd be at a store every day buying new stuff. So just call it what it is. But I am coming at some point. I'm going to get there with a boatload of money and I'm going to do some damage. And it's going to hurt me. And I don't care because it's going to be fun. But anyway, that's beside the point. So Dylan hit 7 billion. No, 7 million. No, 7,000. Okay, the million is just coming. Let's face it. By the end of the year, he'll be at like 136,412. It's just Dylan because everybody loves to see what he gets because he gets so much good stuff. It's ridiculous. That being said, wanted to jump on, have a little bit of fun with it. So he asked 7 questions. I thought they were pretty thought provoking. So here we go. Oh, real quick, I'm spinning something in honor of Dylan tonight. Some Psych. This is the Record Store Day 2018. 2018? Yeah, 2018, I believe. Those in the UK. This is Introspection from the End. And then they have Retrospection. It's a 2 LP set. This was a one-off band produced by Bill Wyman. Great stuff. If you can find this reissue, definitely pick this up. This is what I'm spinning tonight. So, good stuff. So anyway, let's get into the questions. Some of your best finds. You know, I mean, I'm fortunate enough to be rebuilding my collection, and I joke about it from time to time with my wife, and she kind of gives me the side eye when I say, you know, I could easily be divorced because of the amount of stuff I buy. But she really is very tolerant of what I buy, as long as I don't put us in the poorhouse. So I do have to be careful with spending. So I don't always go crazy. I don't buy those big $50, $60 records, although I would love to. So sometimes finding big finds for me, I have to let them slip through. And this one I couldn't let it go. And I just recently picked it up. This has been on my radar for a long time and really, really wanted it. And it's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's the soundtrack to The Warriors. This is a killer album. I've been wanting this for a long time. This one was like between VG and VG Plus. I could have spent $15 more and got a white label promo, but again, cost. So I'm still happy as hell to have this. I think I've annoyed everybody in the house with this. Oh well. So, question 2. Best song ever written. Obviously, this is subjective. So, a couple things came to mind. And I wish I hadn't had to watch as many of the entries as I did because I found out the one I was going to go with, someone picked. It's okay. We're going to still talk about it. But to me, the best rock song. I mean, and I just kind of broke it down. Best rock song. Guitars, you know, nothing like a ballad or something like that. But the best rock, you could say anthem, Voodoo Child's Slight Return. Bar none. Does Sabbath have some awesome tunes? Sure. Zeppelin? Absolutely. Pink Floyd? Not going to argue with that at all. But nothing to me tops Voodoo Child's Slight Return as far as a rock anthem. It's perfect. There's 2 people in the world who do it to perfection. 1, Stevie Ray's 2. Everybody else is a distant third. Other people do it well. There are good versions out there. But it's a hard song to master. Best rock anthem of all time, Voodoo Child's Slight Return. That's not what you asked. You asked best song of all time. So the one that jumped in my mind, and sadly, like I said, someone showed it, and that's okay, because I consider this person a brother, and that was Imagine by John Lennon. Now, I have spent my grade school years, elementary, middle, high school, in choirs. And I'll talk about that another day. So, but one song I refuse to sing is Imagine. I think every cover that has ever done of it doesn't do it justice. This man should be the only person who sings it because it is that beautiful and it is that poignant. To me, probably the best song ever written. My brother Bill from the Vinylverse chose it. That's okay. We can share in the love. But I wanted to show something different. I wanted to show a song that I'm also obsessed with. No good reason other than I heard it as a kid, absolutely loved it, and I've had it in one way, shape, or form ever since. And that is Gershwin's Rhapsody in Blue. When I see it, I don't spend a lot on it. This one's actually still in the shrink. When I see it, like if I'm flipping through thrift stores or something like that and I see a pressing of it by somebody else, I'll grab it. You know, it's one of those things that, to me, I want to hear different versions of it. I want to find. So far, my favorite one that I've heard is this Leonard Bernstein. This was with the Columbia Symphony Orchestra. And then they did American in Paris with the London Philharmonic. And this is an original Columbia masterwork. To me, Rhapsody in Blue is just an amazing song. I think it's an amazing piece of instrumental masterpiece. I mean, it just blows my mind. And it has a lot of different elements, and it's one of those ones that when it's performed right is beautiful. It's a magical moment to me. So kind of my 1A is Rhapsody in Blue. Probably not what some of y'all were going to think I was going to say. Got to keep you on your damn toes. How do you keep track of your collection? I have a mind like a sponge when it's being wrung out. I forget so much crap. It's ridiculous. I will do something and I will forget I just did it. That's me. So I rely on Discogs, and I'm in the process of possibly putting together some sort of spreadsheet database thing, because I mean, I like Discogs, but to me, having something, because I want to be able to keep track of, hey, who gave it to me if it was a gift, where did I get it from, if there's, I mean, and I know Discogs will keep track of different pressings and things like that, but I don't know. It seems like I like having spreadsheets. I work in spreadsheets. Spreadsheets are kind of my life. I'm the kind of guy at work that when they ask me to do something, and sorry, the record just kicked off. When they ask me to do something on a spreadsheet and I start talking about it out loud, technical, they all kind of give me the what language are you speaking? So I kind of want to do something like that, but time, we'll see. But right now, Discogs, I only have my LPs in there. I need to get my CDs in there. I need to get my 7-inch in there. I think that's it. I think there's only formats I'm going after. I keep warring with cassettes, but I'm probably not going to do that just based off of space. So I think those are enough. Anyway, so Discogs. Long answer. Here we go. What is one record you will never sell? I will never sell a gift. If someone took the time to send me a gift, to me, that's precious. And the first one that kind of came to my mind was something that was very sentimental to me. And it was sent to me by my brother, Jeff Kempen. And that is the Best of the Ink Spots on Decca MCA Records. So I have a long love affair with this album. I love the Ink Spots. I grew up around them, not around them, but with the music. My grandmother was a huge Ink Spots fan, and back in the days of 8-tracks, she would have a collection of 8-track tapes in her car, and most of it was things I didn't really care for. I'm not a Freddie Fender fan. Engelbert Humperdinck does nothing for me. Eddie Rabbitt, not so much. But this, I absolutely loved. So whenever she said, you can go ahead and pick out an 8-track if you want to put in, I always pick this. Bar none. Never, I mean, even there were times she's like, don't you want to play my Three Dog Night Greatest Hits? No, I want to play this. And I absolutely love this album. I know every song off of here, and it absolutely was one that I was desperately looking for. Jeff sent me a wonderful copy, and I spun this probably like 4 or 5 times straight. I just absolutely love it. It takes me back to just some beautiful music and wonderful days of my childhood, and I'll never part with it. Like I said, with any gift, but that one I'll never let go. Let's see, your favorite music or music related documentary. So I grabbed a few. I think Mazzy showed this one, which is just a killer set, and that's the Beatles anthology. This was originally debuted and premiered on ABC, eventually released on 5 DVDs, 4, and then there's just special features. Just a great look at the history of the life of the band that changed the world, the Beatles. So I also grabbed a couple of concerts that I really enjoy, just because they're what they are to me and their creativity. This is one from the Beastie Boys. It's called "Awesome, I Shot That." Well, it's actually called "Awesome, I Fucking Shot That." Sorry, even says it right there. What they did was they did a concert in Madison Square Garden in 2004. I was looking at the date, I can remember. And randomly, what they did was they caught people coming in and they pulled them aside into a room and said, "We are going to give you, essentially, a camera. Please record everything through your vision. We don't care where you're sitting. Just we ask you not to stop. At the end of the show, you're going to turn in the camera. You don't own the camera. You don't own the footage. Your name will be in the credits of a movie for the Beastie Boys." So they did. These people, at that point, who wouldn't say, "Nah, I'm good. I just want to enjoy the show"? Of course you're going to do that because it's the Beastie Boys, and it was an amazing art idea. Unfortunately, 2 of the cameras didn't work, so they only got camera footage from 48 cameras of the 50. But what's really creative is that you get to experience this show through the eyes of 50 people, where they were sitting, how they experienced it, and it's a lot of fun. At one moment, not to kind of give away a fun moment, but I will, because it's been out a long time and you should have watched it by now, darn it. One of the guys tries to go backstage and he shows the camera and says, "I'm with the film crew." And they let him back in. They let him go back. And just as they do, they see the Beastie Boys, who are in their hazmat suits and they're running. So they kind of tag along and they get into the freight elevator with the Beastie Boys and they go to the top. And they're with the Beastie Boys running through the amphitheater, running through Madison Square Garden. And what the Beastie Boys do is they go to the very tip-top cheap seats and they perform Intergalactic for the cheap seats. And this guy and his friend who had the camera were smart enough to try to trick themselves to get backstage and film it. Great stuff. Another concert series I would say that I have that I absolutely love is... Oh, hold on one second. Hey buddies, I have a guest host. He just was taking a break from Minecraft and he said he wanted to be in it. So this is Oliver. This is my youngest. Say hi, everybody.
Hi.
So he wants to be a YouTuber one day. So I guess he just want to kind of check out the whole goings on of what I'm doing. So what I'm doing is I'm doing a contest for my friend Dylan at Noble Records. He's asked some questions, so I'm just kind of answering them. So you want to help me hold stuff up? Cool. All right, so back to the film documentary. So I showed you the Beatles, I showed you Beastie Boys. Another concert series that I absolutely love is from these guys. Can you hold those? DJ Shadow and Cut Chemist put on a series of 3 mix CDs and corresponding concerts. This was Brain Freeze, and then hand me the other one. This is Product Placement, kind of the follow-up to Brain Freeze, and then their kind of magnum opus on this one, The Hard Sell. These were elements of kind of 45 destruction, as they called it. It started off as something that they did for a the name fell out of my head. I'm not going to get it back. They did it for a like a festival type thing, and that's where Brain Freeze kind of got started.
I was about to say festival.
You're about to say festival? Oh well, I've been listening to that before you were born, kid. So that's okay. But that's okay.
I was talking to say festival.
You can say festival.
Yeah.
You're silly. But yeah, it kind of started there, and then every couple of years, they kind of just decided to make it bigger. So, and then one other one, I don't have it because I watch it digitally, is Sound City, Reel to Reel. So Dave Grohl did a wonderful documentary on the history, life, and success, and sadly fall of Sound City. Great recording studio, to the point where he actually found out it was closing, shutting down forever, and he bought the board. He bought the actual soundboard that was inside. He took it home and then invited some friends over, and in the moment wrote songs and recorded it. Put out the soundtrack to it. Great soundtrack, and it was a great documentary just to see all the music that you love recorded at Sound City. Okay, so number 6. What is your favorite record that you got as a gift? Hold that one up for me, buddy. Let's get it in the camera. There you go. Badlands. So Badlands was given to me by my brother Robert at Black Star Vinyl. He sent me a wonderful care package, and okay, I got it. And then this one was in it, and this was at the time my number 1 grail. I don't delete my videos off of YouTube. I keep them up for everybody. So if you want to go see my reaction to this, and apparently it's been talked about quite a bit, so we'll just say they were waterworks. So Badlands, this is an original pressing, and then I found out afterwards that Rob actually opened it to make sure it was okay. So I was the first person who ever spun this, so it is all mine. Rob, I cannot thank you enough. And then lastly, number 7, what is your music listening ritual? Well, unfortunately, this guy doesn't like to listen to the stuff I listen to. What's your favorite song right now?
Jurassic Park.
Well, you like the theme song to Jurassic Park. What are some of your other favorite songs?
I have one, but I don't know.
Well, you like Old Town Road.
Yes.
You like Radioactive.
Yes.
That's a couple of them. That's a good idea. So, but he really doesn't listen to the stuff I listen to. I mean, he knows I listen to like rap music. He knows I listen to Jimi Hendrix and stuff like that. So, and some of the stuff I do play around him. Like, like we'll play Bob Marley around him and stuff like that. But some of the stuff is just going to be over his head. So, generally speaking, I listen once this guy's gone to bed. Usually it's by myself. Nice cold drink, usually water, because I'm trying to get healthy. Yeah.
Can I tell you how much records you have?
You want to tell him how many records I have? Do you know how many records I have?
Can you just try to guess?
You can try to guess.
He probably has 1,000 records.
I actually have more than 1,000 records.
Okay. I just said 1,000.
I have about 1,800. So usually he's gone to bed, the wife's gone to bed, so I'll spin a couple things out here. If the wife is working, because sometimes we work from home, and I'll still spin, but usually it's after he's gone to bed, just because I want to spend as much time with him as possible. If my wife's working, she'll put on her headphones, or she'll just block out whatever I'm listening to. Sometimes dinner time I'll play stuff or whatever. So, but that's it. 7 easy questions. Took a little longer. I had a surprise co-host who I didn't expect was going to show up, but I'm glad he did, because this was a lot of fun. So everybody who's been watching, you got to meet Oliver. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you've seen him, but you get to actually see him. So that's it. That's where I'm done filming. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Take care. Talk soon. Peace.